Let's pray. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to gather here today to represent the people of Limestone County. Help guide and direct us to make the best decisions which suit our taxpayers and our people and our employees. Help protect our first responders, all our police officers, fire departments, and most all our armed services. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag, with allegiance to Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
The record show that all the commissioners are yes. Okay. At this time, we're going to let the Constable Michael Carter speak. You're limited to 3 minutes. Mr. Carter, we will not be able to respond to anything that you say, so we're just going to give you 3 minutes to speak. Go ahead and go.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. On Judge Commissioners, it's good to talk about my budget. Since taking office on January 1st, 2025, I have worked to equip, operate the precinct to the constable's office in a manner that maximizes service to our county while maintaining this responsibility. I've purchased the assistance of Crime Stoppers, Cop Sync, to help report writing, do traffic enforcement. I purchased personally Axon car and body cam and other tools to do my job, to be seen, to assist the Limestone County Sheriff's Office with calls. I've taken calls myself. I enforce traffic. I'm not there to be a body out there, to be an asset for this my precinct and the entire county of Limestone County. I'm asking the commissioners to approve my budget. I understand, trying to get going from where our budget is now to where we're at to where I want might be a little difficult but what I'm asking is, even if we can't approve the whole amount, to add a little more to my budget, to travel, to my equipment, so I continue to do what I'm doing, so I can continue to be an asset for this county. I knew what I was getting into when I first got on. That's why I went ahead and tried to get equipped as much as possible, and through assistance with Crime Stoppers, which I greatly appreciate everything y'all done. And I like to continue on to do what I'm doing. And again, if we can get some money approved in my budget to assist me to continue on into the next year to see what I'm doing for the county and my precinct, and maybe then work on upping the budget next budget. But I appreciate everything, and thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, next agenda item, citizen comment. Consent agenda. I hope you had a chance to read the agenda. Is there any discussion on that?
Move we accept consent agenda.
Second. Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Let's go to regular agenda. The first one is the county burn ban management. Where we stand on that?
Just we're at 480, which is just about 100 points low. However, as each day passes, no rain, it escalates quickly. So we're okay at this minute. We're starting to have a few fires. Next time we meet, maybe a different situation.
Okay, so it would be your recommendation that we don't take any action.
Right now.
That's what I'm going to recommend. Anybody want to change that? All right. Item number 8 is receive and approve safety report concerning any accidents and safety concerns in the past month. Commissioner Friday, do you have a report?
We do not have any incidents report without any motion to approve it with no incidents.
Second. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And so that's item number 9 is accept the record of the fire monthly operation report. had a chance to take a look at those reports?
So moved.
Got a motion to approve?
Second.
Second, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? No pass. Let's see. Let's, I was going to move the plan up a little bit. Because Mr. Garner's here, and I know he's got things to do. Number 11, discussion of action on subdivision. Let's go to number 11 first. Discuss take action on subdivision for the Limestone Ranch Partners subdivision plat for Limestone Ranch Partners. Lewis, do you want to talk to anything? First off, let me ask, have you looked at the plat? Do you have any problems with the roads or anything?
No, just on the private roads, we need access for when you got to do with 911 address.
Yeah.
That's it.
Lewis, you want to present anything or say anything?
Unless somebody has a question about anything, I did meet with Robbie Pettigrew over at County Barn and present the plat to her to make sure that there wasn't anything that she saw. And then James and she met together later on, and I spoke with James yesterday, again, just making sure that there weren't going to be any problems with what we were doing with reference to their jobs.
If the commissioners approve this, we're gonna need another plat with some signature lines on it. Because based on what I understand correctly, and the clerk can tell me this, it does have to, before we can publish it as official business, we have to sign off. So do you do that, please?
Yes, sir. Is the plat that I've given you, you want something similar to that with signature lines, is that what you're saying? Yeah, that would be fine.
I think the commissioner will have to sign it, or at least one or two of them. And then I have to sign it. So, all right.
I make a motion to accept that as a plat for Limestone Ranch Partners.
Have a motion and a second, any other discussion on side? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Now, I know you're gonna want to sit here and listen to all this, but you're welcome to leave.
Right, I just, once I produce that per your request, I just bring it to your office.
Yes. And then we'll get the commissioner to sign it. I'll be at the next meeting, y'all are gonna do it before the next couple of weeks, or
Pretty fast.
okay. Thank you, Louis. All right, item number 10 is for record presentation of the 2026-2027 CSCD budget.
I'm here if y'all have any questions about it, but, otherwise it just, every 2 years I have to do my budget for the biennium, and it just has to be on record with the Commissioners Court in the county, so. If y'all have questions, I'm here though.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
Thank you.
No problem.
Approve that. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item number 12 is discuss take action on approving the 2025-26 holiday. I don't think there's been any changes from the last 7 years. Do y'all want to make any of that?
I'd like to ask a question, and it's more about what the employees would like. Historically, we're gonna have, on Christmas Eve, you're gonna look up and at noon, everybody goes home. Okay, so you're gonna get that anyway. I'd rather see us, I know personally, and I'm not up here working, so that's the reason I asked about the employees. I'd rather see us do Christmas Day and the day following Christmas in order for the employees to have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rather than having Wednesday, Thursday, and then working on Friday and then having Saturday and Sunday. Knowing that they're gonna get off at noon on Christmas Eve anyway, just out of graciousness of the department heads and elected officials and so forth. I mean, if that's something, I'd like to hear from somebody that works here, how they feel about that. I know I ran it, when I saw this agenda, I ran it by my ladies at the office, and they like, whoa, we a lot rather have Friday to go. And then my wife turned around and said, well, some people got family coming and need Christmas Eve to get ready. So probably catch 22, but knowing you're gonna get off Christmas Eve for free, I'd like to see us, if it's what the consensus of the employees would be, I'd like to see us take Christmas Day and the day after.
And not close Christmas Eve.
No.
Travel day.
It wouldn't be a holiday. I mean, do I?
To be honest, I would feel look at you and do that, I wish we would stay all down Christmas Eve.
There'll be a lot of people take vacation Christmas Eve. They won't buy them. I just hate for them to come back for one day. And that's, I only say that for the employee. I'm not here anyway, so I don't know what you think. Is there any employees that want us, that care? I mean, how do y'all feel about it? How you two feel about it? Here, you three?
I like the Friday.
I think if you had people traveling,
Do I?
I think if you had,
Okay, so what if, so let's just say that Christmas falls on a Tuesday.
Whatever you're at. Yeah, if it falls on Tuesday, then we take Christmas Eve on Monday. And Christmas on Tuesday, but you still have 4 days straight. You have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that.
I think that, I hate to even bring it up because it's irrelevant, but it's not irrelevant, because I'm just thinking of the employees, what's best makes sense.
Well, as most of you know, any day before a holiday, okay,
That's the reason I knew
this
they
place starts shutting down pretty quick.
And at noon, Christmas Eve, it's gonna be shut down anyway. Somebody wants to take a day of vacation on that Wednesday, then they have 5 days.
I know the sheriff and the jail, and y'all are off on Fridays anyway, so that's not a big.
sheriff and jail are not off on Fridays.
I mean, no, I'm saying the sheriff and jail.
Well, they're gonna take
I
around.
know that.
I mean, it was just an idea.
I'm gonna recommend we leave it like it is, just for simplicity of it, having the holiday, you know when the holidays are. And you're saying just always give the day after?
No, I'm not saying always do anything. I'm saying this year, because Christmas
Oh,
falls
just
on
this year.
Thursday.
Okay, this is just for this year. I got it.
Just
Okay.
take Friday instead of Wednesday, because they're gonna go home at noon on Wednesday anyway.
You're saying take Christmas Eve out and add.
The day following Christmas.
What'd you say?
Just exactly like we do in Thanksgiving, where we take Thanksgiving on Thursday and then we take the day after Thanksgiving.
What's that?
And I think it was a consensus, y'all rather have Friday than Wednesday.
I just got a text from my office saying, we like Bob Forrest's idea on this.
And the tax assessor back here agreeing, and offering these ladies.
What's the pleasure of this, of the 25, 26 holiday schedule? Bobby, you want to make that into a motion?
Oh, yeah, I'll make that in form of a motion that we take this schedule as presented and change Christmas Eve, Wednesday, to the day after Christmas, Friday. Okay. 26th.
Anybody want to second that? I got a second, motion and a second, any other discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None passed. Okay, item 13, authorize county judge to order the November 4th, 2025 constitutional amendment election in accordance with the Texas Election Code, section 3. Jennifer, you want to add anything to that?
No, sir.
Okay, this is just something we have to do, right?
Yes, sir. Just ordering the election for November.
Okay, I guess there's no action on the time. We'll go to the next item then.
And it just needs to be approved for record.
Yeah, that's what okay, got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Basically the same thing on 14, and authorize county judge and notice of election, of course, with the Texas Election Code. This is going to be section 403 for record only, notice of elections. Same story, right? Got a motion? And a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. That'll pass. Let's now then go to the, next up is going to be another mass gathering permit. Sheriff, I think you've looked at this and signed off on it. You're okay with it? You've got the money already deposited, is that correct? The $500 deposit. So what's the pleasure for
Make a motion to approve the application for mass gathering.
Any, that's second, we have a second. So we have a motion, a second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay. Item 16 is going to be discuss take action on sheriff and constable fees. Was it 2026 sheriff and constable fees are, I guess y'all looked at this, y'all had a chance to look at the fee. Do you think we need to change them any at all? Any reason to change them?
I move we approve the current fees for sheriffs and constables.
Motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on this item? Not all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? That'll pass. Let's go ahead and discuss and take action on Limestone County road usage and rock crushers. Do we have some folks here from the rock crushing companies? I told them to be here. As y'all know, and I'll ask Commissioner Friday to help me on this. We've had many meetings about the damage that these rock crushers are doing to our county roads. Specifically the ones coming out of their rock quarries that citizens of Limestone County are having to live on. And it does such that I feel sorry for them. I don't think the slowing them down is going to be the answer. I don't know what the answer is. I know I took a dump trailer and went down 474.
374.
374. And I was driving 5 miles an hour and I had a cloud of dust behind me. So I don't know what to do.
Used to be a road use agreement at some point.
Well, but there are some things that we can talk about. So one of the things that you wanted to do is to, as they come out of the 374, you want them to turn to the left and go get on 1245 and go that way. What they like to do is turn right, shortcut down through Comanche down that way.
Come out of Lazy Loop.
What's the mileage difference in the two ways? From A to B?
On Connors and Young campus, they use 4 miles of state highway. If they come off the state highway, cut back through a county road 4 miles, drive down a 4-mile county road to get to the rock crushers on the other end, it makes some sense. So I told them that they can come down 1633, get on 1245, they still have access right there. It's a couple mile difference, but they have, and of course, the Houghton Camp people have been very helpful. I want to put that on record. They've been very willing. The Connors people are the ones that are really giving us a hard time. Always been open for 50 years, 40 years. And I told them, well, sometimes things need to change for the safety reasons of the road. We can't work on the road. They're not willing to give us any money to help fix the road. And and the Congress hasn't come up with a solution on it. So, and then he's commented on citizens that live on the road. I don't want to detail on that, but it doesn't matter. They're tax-paying people. There's no reason for the rock crushing companies to come down 4 miles when they have access to the state highway from 1633 and also 84 on 1245.
I drove 374 from that hit to, it comes out between Lake Mahad and Lazy Loop. It's a long stretch and it's not equipped for rock trucks. They probably can go out time-wise, time is money with them, to 1245, go and hit 84 and come back to the why can't we just, and I think this is what you propose, we just make 374 no through truck.
Well, they still have access. I'm giving them a portion of access on the other end.
Oh, the other end, 374. I'm talking
It's not coming over Comanche.
What is that, 380 something?
We got 380, 382.
The road that comes from Lake Mahad, it comes from.
That's 374, and then that's Comanche Road,
Okay.
which is 379.
Well, it goes down, the pit's on your left, then you turn, you
Yes.
can either go straight or turn right or turn left.
We, no,
Coming from Lake Mahad, coming from Juneteenth Park.
that's 374 coming from Lake.
Okay,
You
from
get
right
the
there,
crossroad,
and then it turns right and goes out to Lazy Loop.
well, that's no through trucks.
Okay, that's where I would think they don't need to get on that road.
We got another conflict that you put that on your listserv about some kind of a county sales tax.
I did, and I still haven't received any.
Okay, I haven't found any information about the county sales tax that we can be, because right now, yes, they're in business, but we get zero money. Other than the landowners that own the property has to pay a commercial rate. Stacy, isn't that correct, Stacy? the rock quarries have to pay a commercial rate there for their land?
They do, yes. It's not really commercial rate, it's a market value. So normal market value. And they do not pay tax on anything that comes out of the ground.
Out of it, that's my point, but I thought they would be paying a commercial rate.
It's land market value,
I don't get that.
it's not commercial.
And
Well, they're certainly not getting ag use on that land.
No, they are not.
Okay. In all fairness, I'm gonna find out why that's not a commercial operation. That is, in my opinion, it's a commercial operation on that land. So, no matter if we get paid for something coming out of it or not, they should be paying the higher property tax, in my opinion. And I'll find out from the appraisal district why not. Do you know a reason why not? Okay. So, that being the case, but then past that, these contractors, some, in all fairness, they do pay taxes. They're making their living, and they're going home to property in Limestone County, so I get that too. But at the same token, if we made it, and this is the question I asked Connors, if we made it the same for everybody, it wouldn't matter which pit they go to, they're all gonna have to play by the same rule. And so, would it be the pleasure of the court to make 374 a no-through truck traffic? And then you run it, and then you get into the enforcement of it. Murray, is that gonna be hard to enforce?
We can try. I mean, it's gonna be like everything else. We're out there and there's trucks, we'll make traffic stops. We'll sit out there when we're able to. And I think once word gets out, you talk to them, I mean, they'll know there'll be occasional truck that'll come through. They may try and run the gauntlet. Some may get it passed and some may not.
Council's willing to help with that as well?
Yes, and as long as is there gonna be an ordinance number, or is this gonna be a ordinance by the county, or is this gonna be a state violation for?
No, it won't be a state, it'll be we have the authority of undertaking to make rules on our county roads. Now, when they get over the state, we don't.
If we put up a no through truck sign, which there's some that have been put up already, should they say subject to $200 fine, $400, I mean, what should they say?
That I'm not 100% sure of. I think as long as you have the sign posted and it's past the court and you've given notice to the mine or whatever it is.
The word gets out quick, because the day Mr. Train was putting up the signs, they were already radioing each other to go the other way. So, outside of the signs, they will obviously.
What would be the violation, the monetary violation fee?
That'd be up to the JP.
JP, yeah.
But the violation, I believe, would be disregard posted signage or whatever.
We have in this, Chief Police at Garrett, we got no truck zones, all it's a city ordinance. You have to draft up a county ordinance of what the fines are going, what everything needs to be with roads and all that stuff in it. And once the ordinance is done, posted in the paper, the local paper, for how many days it goes, and go from there. And it'll be done as a no truck zone, local or county ordinance or whatever.
And one thing, right at the Comanche end of it, you got another old, young brother pit there that they're storing that pipe in. And they're still coming through Comanche. Now, you gonna make them go all the way to 1245 because they're still traveling. I mean, it's just a short distance through there from that old pit.
Yes, there on the left.
Yeah, on the left, old young brother pit.
There wouldn't be a way for them to get to it if there's no through trucks on the whole 370.
That's it. I mean, you gotta take into consideration that they're just right there.
And there's
If you post no through truck,
Further down from him.
That's not a through truck, that's an in and an out.
correct.
I
It'd be an in and
got
out.
what you said.
You would just have to work on determining which one's coming forward.
Any accountability. Because that, with the wind farms and the solar farms, that allows us to manage our roads, to enforce it or have people.
I'm okay with that, just doing that portion. I think that we're being reasonable by still giving them access to the other end. Now we can have residents that live on the other end. I don't know what we're gonna do, because I spent almost 45,000 when I first got in office to reclaim or put a wrap on that road, and it was gone in 6 months.
Something like that, a road like that needs to be more built like a farm market with asphalt to where to stand up.
But they're not willing to do that. So I'm trying to be reasonable, and I don't want to, because course, easier to the tax party of it, which I still need to figure out, but, you know, I don't work for Connors and Helm County, I work for the citizens of Limestone County. I told the Connors people that when they were crying about the signs and all this stuff, and all the trucks that they have are contracted, so I don't even know why it would matter to them. So I told them that I don't work for you guys. I got citizens that live on that road that I need to take care of, and we're being fair by still giving them access to that. It's not like I closed the whole road where they can't get in and out of the lot. So in my opinion, I should have done something, but I was just trying to do research on it, and the rock crushing companies have wanted to do business, but we get a lot of complaints. A lot of it's from state highway, which I have no control of. That's what I was telling you.
1633 is not correct.
We've had multiple wrecks, if I'm not mistaken, the sheriff told me that some of them don't even have CDLs that are up driving up and down the road. They're not keeping proper logbooks, it's
Traffic
just.
enforcement is incredible.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Pittman was telling me the other day that one DPS troopers went out there and sat on the side of the road, and all the traffic slowed completely down. It doesn't take about that long. I'm in agreement with you to make a motion.
So with that being said,
So where you gonna like put it as soon as they cause the rock, ain't the rock pit old 374, so you put it where they
Both of them
can't
are.
go toward Comanche Crossing, right?
both of them are on the other end, both of them are closer to 1245, it's literally a quarter mile.
Except the one he's talking.
So.
Yeah, but it's not an open pit, it's just storage.
The pipeline company, like Watkins, is using it for pipe storage, and they just using it for storage. It's gonna quit, I presume, pretty quick, because they winding up on the pipeline coming through here.
And it's like the sheriff said, that's not through traffic. You know, it says no through trucks. So
We're talking about, we're not talking about 20 or 40 or 50 trucks, we're talking about 2 to 3. They said sometimes they have 400 trucks.
Oh, yeah.
If you go on that road before we put the signage up, if you drove down that road, you'd pass 20 trucks with just about a.
You may have to make a proposal with TxDOT, just to make it official and go through. There is the method for doing it, but there's also.
For our county roads?
Yes, but there's also a proposal for TxDOT to sign off and approve the provisions, because you're coming off Edmond roads. Just be another step to check into, to make sure we're on the right side of it.
Check with Roger and see what we gotta do. Well, and I'm curious whether you have to put the fine on there.
We don't have the fines on, I don't think we have the fines on our signs. I'll check more in, with the ordinance.
I'm just thinking if you're a truck driver and it says
$200
$200 fine,
Yeah, that is the max. is
be a little bit
$200
over the
fine.
return.
Up to $200 fine.
Y'all have ability to write tickets.
Yes,
I know we don't do traffic, but, or much traffic.
we read lots of warnings in some subdivisions.
Well, I think the census is behind.
Is that a motion you made?
I'm gonna make a motion that the signs stay up and that we enforce it.
That's a motion.
On 374.
Second.
And a second, any other discussion on this item? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Next item will be item 18, is the budget workshop.
Judge, it's certainly your discretion, but some of them, people might be here just for the budget transfers. If we got those out of the way and then the budget workshop, we can do that.
All right,
If that's okay with you.
let's go to item number 19A, and that's going to be discussed again, the budget transfer 730 for J.Q. Plain. And they're asking for cover office supplies. They want to move $300.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. That's passed. Next transfer is going to be to dispatch. They are low on office supplies once again. So they want to move 500. So motion second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, third is going to be the treasurer's office, and she is moving the cost of some office supplies also. So she wants to move, she got an odd amount, I guess, $392 or $399.95. I'm sorry. She wants to move $392.38. Let's put it this way. Have a motion. And a second, any other discussion, all in favor, say aye. On those three, passed without, any discussion. So, now we'll move back to the budget workshop, and I will now, one of the things, that I did not put into what I'm calling my proposed budget is, we did not talk about, I did not put anything in there about the volunteer fire department. Unfortunately, I had to think that to it. But I think the consensus is we want to raise the amount of money that gives the volunteer fire department. One of the questions that came up, was that, the city manager, City of Mahalia, wanted us to help them in some form with an ambulance. I know I see some folks here from the ambulance service, and I know LMC sent me a letter saying that they want some help also. I will say that House Bill 3000, I think it's gonna pass, but I think it's gonna limit one per county. And so I think it's gonna be the commissioner's court here to decide between the two entities that have ambulance service, which one they wanna do. If they wanna do, say, okay, each year you will alternate or however. So at some point in time, we'll cover that. We don't have to do that today. It's just, I don't know that we wanna add a bunch of money to our budget for ambulance services.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta file for 30 days within the first day of your fiscal budget.
For January 1st is when it's gonna be opened up. So, they'll need to start filing for it. Is that the way you understand?
Yes, sir. A little confusing, but, January 1st, we're, 26,000 in this county, so we would, qualify for 350,000.
Right.
And, I mean, that can be divided between the two services, that could be, I mean, an ambulance right now with the stretcher is about 350,000.
Okay.
And, they are also on a 16-month, takes 16 months from ordering it before completion. I thought after COVID it would get faster, and hopefully by January it will, but that's about the scoop on it.
How many do y'all have out there?
We have 4 licensed trucks. We run, 2 24/48, 365 days a year, and we run a third truck, Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week. And I'm not sure, my head has about 3 or 4 ambulances themselves, and their staff varies.
And there's some differences. I'm not gonna try to argue those before any of y'all today, and as much
Right.
as that, it's a private, tax-funded also hospital versus a municipality. So there are some differences.
Yes.
That we can look at. One thing that you just told me that I like hearing is that we can divide it up.
Yes.
To 350, so that's more than we were planning on trying to give City of May anyway. So, that being said, the amount that we give to the fire department, do y'all want to do an even amount with everybody?
You want me to just give the proposal?
Well, I think about it.
There's 13 entities. 9 of them are strictly volunteer fire departments. Groesbeck's volunteer fire department, but we give them a disproportionate share. So I'm proposing that we give the 9 entities, which are $1,600 a month now, $2,000 a month. If you give those 9, $2,000 a month, and then that leaves the other 4 being the 2 Groesbecks, the Groesbeck Fire and the Groesbeck Ambulance. And I propose we give each one of them a $500 bump, which is $6,000 a year, more to the fire department, $6,000 a year, more to the ambulance service. Talked to the city manager after our meeting last time. They are totally satisfied with the amount that we're giving to the fire department. So we leave that alone, and instead of giving the 5 and 5 we proposed there, I propose that we give $1,250 to the ambulance service, because we knocked around figures between 12 and 15 donations to the ambulance. So if we go up 5 for the ambulance service, add the 5 that we're not gonna give to the fire is 1,000, and then go an additional 250, which is 3,000. That total change in the budget from 241 adds $72,000 and some change to the budget, making that, I believe 313, is that right, Joseph?
Yes.
Now you're proposing the 12,500 for the duration of 5 years?
No.
Okay, this is,
We're just adopting this year, but
no, but we discussed
Well,
20%.
That's until this House Bill 3000 is authorized.
Correct, that's why
Yeah.
I'm bringing this up.
No, there's no reason for us to do that. Obviously.
but that would raise our budget $72,000
All right, let me say,
going to those
let
13.
me ask you this. Not all volunteer fire departments are paid the same.
Correct.
And so, for simplicity, are you saying you're just gonna get, no matter what they're getting paid right now, each one of them gets $500, or they all go to
Well,
$2,000?
it's less than 500.
So if you're,
Or whatever it is.
what they're at right now, take it, everybody up to 2,000, just be the difference in saying Twacker gets 1541, so the difference in 1541 and 2,000 would be the grades. They like my head, it's 1,700 and some change.
They don't get as much.
They get 2,000. I don't know where they
Or
got.
policy.
I don't think we can get into who responds where. I think the ones that maybe get less now could use the money more to bring their level of performance up. Shiloh, for example, gets 15 something to get 2, maybe he can do a little bit more with what he's got. We all know that East Lake and West Lake have a taxing entity, and the argument's been made, why do we give them the money because they got taxes? Well, those people down there chose to do the taxes so that their departments would be better. So those of you that have gone to the East Lake or West Lake Fire Department, they're awesome. I mean, they really are. And they're needed on the lake. There's a lot of really expensive stuff on the east side, west side. So anyway, that $72,000 is real steep, real steep.
Let me ask you this question, Bob.
So
So, and I don't know the numbers, let's say that, Shiloh gets $400 raise, and Constantine gets $150 raise. Do you think those people are gonna be happy about it, or does it matter?
I think Constance with the same thing.
No, I'm not saying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just throwing out, hypothetical. Would you not think it'd be better to give a exact raise to everybody, so that no matter what they're making, everybody gets the same?
Because I feel like the fire departments that are donating their time, it's all volunteer
All of
sources.
them, all of them do it.
I feel like that we ought to just award them equally. I mean, it's kind of the same theory to me as we're going to talk about in the budget, about salaries. A 2% increase, which I think your proposal is awesome. If we're going to give a 2% increase, you take how much money that costs the county and you divide it by the number of employees, and then you give everybody that equal amount. That way, you don't get a $1,400 raise, somebody else gets a $900.
Right.
And so, because when you do this percentage, I think it's the same thing. I would like to see the lower levels get to where the other level is. I don't see any of them complaining about getting an increase of subsidy from the county. I mean, that's,
You just want to deal with straight numbers across the board, everyone.
yeah, I just feel like,
Everyone will make the same.
do what?
Everyone will make the same. I think if you give everybody.
Give everybody.
So-
$500.
Give us that argument, we're getting to the battle of the river. But Groesbeck doesn't make as many calls in the head, so we're gonna give Groesbeck a $200 raise and tell something. I mean,
Those should make them all the same, but don't make them all the same number like straight across the board. If you're gonna give them a raise, give them all $400.
And then,
That's
what do you just say, give everybody 400?
Or four, you know, like, I'm just quoting numbers like that.
56.
we might,
So actually 70,000, if you gave everybody a $400 a month type rate,
Along with
and I'm not,
along with,
along with the
12,500
for the ambulances, it'd be even less than
not 12,500, it's 1,250 a month,
Sorry,
15,000.
1250.
Got it.
We got it.
15,000 total.
I don't know why a couple of departments, and nobody explained to me, and I got that up here, you know, there's one that gets 16, instead of like 7 or 6 of them get like 15, 41. All of them get the same thing. And there's 2 that got more. And I don't remember why.
So here's what that happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what.
72,000.
But then everybody gets the same.
Everybody gets water.
And it's back to that same argument we're using on employees. Just because the guy makes $18 an hour, his rate shouldn't be 700, and because you make $100,000, your rate should be 12. And that's your suggestion, and I agree with that.
But Bobby, you're not,
But that's
that's not a
what
good,
it's-
that's not a good analogy here, though. I'm talking about, how can we tell one volunteer fire department that you're gonna go to 2,000, and you're gonna get a $210 raise by what you're making up to get to there. But we tell another one, you're gonna get way more than that. And if you think they don't talk to each other, trust me, they do.
I understand that, but it's the same token that the $18 an hour guy is gonna get a bigger raise than you can, or go get a good raise.
I get that. I don't see the analysis. Anyway.
Well, just when you take the, what I call the big 4 out, that's 2 gross bags, 2 mags. If we do a straight 500 on both gross bags, and we don't do anything for Mahale Fire, and we do the $12.50 for the ambulance, which is $15,000 for the ambulance service. Now, those 4 are out of the picture, and that's an increase of 6, 12, 15 is a $27 increase just for those 4. Then what we do with the other 9, you know, we can figure. I mean, if y'all don't want to do a flat 2,000, do some of them at 18 and some others at 2. I don't propose we move Lake Mahale from 17 to 22.
No one's saying that, Bob. What we're saying is that we make the same for everybody, just like we're doing on this raise. Let's give everybody the same. Another thing to remember, and this is for the citizens of Limestone County have to remember this, that the volunteer fire departments in Limestone County, we have a lot of volunteer fire departments. They spring up, they want to be a volunteer fire department, Shiloh being one of them. And so they come in and they start getting money. Well, you get to where you have places like Prairie Hill, Cooley, different volunteer fire departments that cannot get volunteers. And so predominantly a Walkerton or a Westlake are working overtime, Groesbeck working overtime to get to these places where they can't get. So the point I'm trying to make is, if we want to do a study on what we're doing for interlocal agreements for this service, that's fine with me. But I'm arguing, the only thing I'm arguing right now, and I'm going to be arguing lots today, sounds like, is that I would rather give Cossie the same thing I'm giving Shiloh. If you don't want to do that, then y'all decide what you want to do.
Well, Cossie and Shiloh are only $42. The biggest one that's out of sync is Lake Mahale. They're at $17.31. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those 9. Can we, let me ask you this, let me back up just a second. Are we in consensus with the big 4 of doing 5, 5 and 12.50? And nothing to Mahale Fire? Is everybody good with that?
I'm not.
Michael?
I'm still working.
Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at 1541. Then we have Cossie at 1583. Then you have Thornton at 1638. I don't know why. I can't imagine Thornton Volunteer Fire Department, but I'm talking out of sheer ignorance. I can't imagine them being better than the Cossie Fire Department. Is it? Well, and I don't know.
Cost is better staffed.
So Cossie
Like they
said,
have EMTs on staff, right, or paramedics.
Well, they do have some paramedics on Costi.
so I don't know why Thornton's getting more money.
And I just speak some on this because I've been here 19 years as director. When they divided up the money for Groesbeck years ago, at one point, Martin Fire covered part of Limestone County. They used to get some money. Well,
I remember that.
and Charles Bratchett was a lot responsible, said, we're not giving them money. We go in other counties, so they cut more out. Well, that made Groesbeck take up more area. So as volunteers, Groesbeck probably has the biggest area. And they, mutual aid, Mahia, and almost every other fire department, in the county. But Groesbeck covers most areas. That's why, and traditionally, they've got more money. And at some point, they started going by call volume. And I can't picture Thornton ever having more call volume than Cossie.
Can it,
But Cossie's also, some of their call volume is running into two different counties. They're right there on Falls and sometimes going to Robertson County because where they're positioned. So, to get a true call volume of Limestone County, it's probably tough to figure out.
so the only one that's way out of sync is like,
Okay, can I ask you a question then?
Yes, sir.
What you've heard today, and you're kind of in this business, would you think it'd be better to just make everybody a flat 2,000, or would you think it'd be better to give everybody the same amount?
Well, I ain't trying to make waves, but I think it would be better to give everybody the same amount. Because at some reason,
I agree.
need to get it back to balance.
them numbers were set at, it's been a lot of years and.
And you meaning giving everybody the same amount of increase, not the same amount?
Right, I wouldn't raise everybody 2,000. If they make 1,700, you want to give them 500 more a month or 400?
What,
That makes more sense.
what if we back up to 1900?
That makes more sense to me.
Yes, sir, it does to me.
Okay.
But I can't speak for the fire department because I'm not on any of them, but I've worked with a lot of them.
But you're okay with the 4 big ones?
I was thinking for it all the way. For all the way.
Well, no, the city of Mahia doesn't. They don't want anything for fire. We were gonna put that on ambulance. They prefer to come to ambulance.
Let them do it then. Send the money to them and let them.
I'm just saying what the city manager came down with a request and trying to help them. Are we no longer wanting to give 15,000 toward the ambulance?
No, absolutely.
Okay, well then that's
I
gonna
thought
be.
we won. But I thought we won. Now that we found out HB 3,000. I thought we were, I was gonna take that completely out.
I still think the big 4 should be a different figure.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Fine now.
500 for the ambulance service in Groesbeck.
That would be painful.
500 for the fire department in Groesbeck. 500 for the fire department, hell, which says, please write a check. Nothing else in the fire department. They're already getting 3327.
Right.
They're still gonna be bigger than what Groesbeck gets, because they'll be getting 3,071. Right. And then give that 500 we would have given to the fire department to the ambulance, deal, and raise that, makes it 1,000, which is 12,000 a year. And then we talked about, y'all talked about, I was satisfied with the 12, but y'all talked about 13, 14. So we said, well, what if we gave them 1,250? That added up to 15,000 a year, and we could say we were making that contribution to an ambulance. We dropped that back to 12, but
Okay, do we give money to the ambulance services?
we write a check to the Mahia Volunteer Fire Departments, we write a check to City Mahia Ambulance, and then we write a check to those other 9 departments. We write a check to LMC Ambulance, and we write a check to Groesbeck Volunteer Fire Department.
All right, if you want to give some money to the big 4, you're calling, that's fine with me. If you want to raise them, where if we were to give all the volunteer fire departments a $400 a month increase,
Correct.
you give the others a what increase, not total, an increase. How much you talking about giving the big 4?
500, which would be 6,000, 12,000, and then the ambulance would be 15 to 27,000.
Okay.
Now, how close does that come out to the original 72? If we go 400, it's gonna be pretty close to the same.
It's going to be a little under, I think.
Tell me your numbers again. I'm talking to you.
Okay. 500 or 6,000 a year to Groesbeck Fire. 500 or 6,000 a year to Groesbeck Ambulance. Nothing to Mahia Fire. number 3, and then 1250 to Mahia Allen's. That adds to 27,
Right, so you're saying, are you good with the 400 across the board for the fire?
and then 400 across the board, 400 on, yeah. Well, I mean, that's almost what we're talking about. 1541 is gonna be 1940.
Okay.
Only thing it's gonna do is still, it's gonna
In
make,
my mind, I may be wrong.
everybody's still gonna be around the 2,000 except Lake Mahia, and they're gonna be at like, 20, 30. And I don't know why they're up there. I don't know if they've got a tremendous call volume. I don't know.
Let's do this. What do you think about this idea? Let's budget it, but let's have a meeting with the volunteer fire departments, and let's try to get this thing under control as far as everybody's saying. That way, we don't give Cossey more than we're giving Lake Mahia, we don't give Lake Mahia more than we're giving Coolidge. And then we can amend the budget.
I think we're over the bad words. You bring in all the fire, everybody's gonna want their own stuff. Well,
They may want.
they didn't show up last month when we had a call, but they did, you know.
It's all.
Shiloh hates East Lake.
Bobby,
East
it's
Lake
all,
doesn't ever
it's
respond.
all political, I'm telling you, because it's political. And that's what I hate about this job, it's political. You know, if it was business, I'd say, Cossey, you're doing 13 calls a month for us. Coolidge, you're doing 115.
I thought we just got there with
We did,
400
okay.
for each of the 9, didn't we? Isn't that what y'all wanted to do?
For the 400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we got there with the
What would you
400,
come up with? 70,000, I'm wrong.
yeah, $2,000.
Okay.
It's actually less, we're actually giving the figure I had.
You had it?
I think so.
Okay.
So 400 to,
All right.
it's 400 to the 9, 500 to 2 gross beds, and 1250 to Manhattan.
So yearly, the 9 volunteer fire departments are gonna get 43,200.
That's what $400.
Well, that's the increase,
For
correct?
the increase. Yes, the Groesbeck is gonna get 6,000, fire department. LNC is gonna get 6,000, and Mahia ambulance service is gonna get 15,000.
Have fire numbers,
And I got a total of 70,200 increase.
2,000 different. I'm good with that.
Quick one, we see this.
And I think every one of those services is going to appreciate what they get.
Absolutely. We should.
Nobody knocked down our door asking for this increase, it's just something we knew we needed to do.
Yes,
Okay, that being the case, any other items that we need to visit with?
Now, that'll change our budget from 241 to 311. Yeah, 70,000, whatever, okay. I think some of these things are inadvertent. The JP had a $1,200 allowance, as the other ones do, for the supplies, and that's zeroed out on this proposal that we got today. And I think that 1,200 needs to be in there. I don't see having zero, supply.
Where you at? What was it last year?
It was 1,200.
It was 1,200 last year.
Yeah, and it requested 12, and I think it just inadvertently got zero.
I didn't change anything that they had last year. Tasha, did you see that line?
Yes, I think you were, because I noticed it after you were out sick the last couple of days. It
Just left it off.
was, I think it was just left off by accident, but I just wanted to make sure, so.
And so, also, I think inadvertently left out. Last year, we had 1.1 in road materials and 300,000 in contingencies. The consensus was to make it 1.2 in road materials, cut the contingency to 2, and then we added 100,000 for that special line to do as we saw. And the contingency
I
line,
can't keep up with it, frankly. You changed that day.
But you added the CDL.
well, the contingency line got cut out by accident.
Yeah, the contingency line,
It got zero.
it got zeroed out. I don't know what the last meeting, because it,
That's what we 200,000.
We do.
okay, so 200,000.
So our total materials, if we counted the contingency line of material, which we can't, would be 1, 2, 1, and 2.
And And then
One-
that
one
one,
point five.
that 100,000, what kind of line were y'all looking at to do?
You were gonna make a special line and it's gonna be for, materials in the 4 precincts.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't split it 4 ways, but that's our plan. Mr. Anderson wants to spray for bees. I'm gonna use it for popping weeds. Weed. I got bees on the mind. I'm not spraying the weeds. I gotta figure like get bleached at the courthouse. Yeah, okay. So we just want to keep that line separate. So we can-
Roadway maintenance.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay, we have, I got the answer on the Showborn. We added a part-time employee to Showborn, and I'm wondering why it's 31 instead of 35, which is what 35 is, $20 an hour times 30 hours a week. And you explained to me that the 31 is just a salary, and you've got the Social Security, so that solved that. We did not add, and Judge, I apologize in advance, I know we're at odds on this. We did not add the same 35,000 for part-time line in Paul's budget for the maintenance of the courthouse and so forth. My argument on that is, I'm okay with adding the part-time down to the show barn. They have 1 entity. Paul has 9. And it's not all about, he's got 2 employees, because he has a maid in the hall, but it's not about he has 2 employees. It's that people take vacation, people are off sick, then you have 1. And if Murray's got something down at the jail, and Judge is having court, and this air conditioner's out, we got a problem. I think we need a 3rd one. If we're gonna maintain 9 locations, and I realize we don't do a whole lot at the port, we don't do a whole lot at the airport. We've added senior citizens, we've got the old jail, the new jail, not new anymore, courthouse, Annex, Coolidge Annex, and, you can't be halfway to Coolidge to fix a water problem, and you have an air conditioner going. We need that 3rd person, and the same $20 an hour, same 30 hours a week.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Where did you get that information that you needed, that they don't have enough, that he needs someone else? Where did you get that?
Common sense tells me that.
Okay. then-
I mean, I've got
It's just common sense.
9 locations.
Now, let me ask you another question.
It comes with my business experience where I have 2 employees, one's out sick. Guess what? If the other one or one's out on vacation, the other one gets sick, I don't have anybody.
Then why don't we hire 2 extra people in case both of them want to go on vacation?
Well, you don't go.
Okay, Bob, I'm just trying to say, right? So my question to you is this right here. I asked 2 of y'all, at the last meeting to contact somebody and get a reference on what they thought about it, because I'd already called this person and asked what they thought. And I got the answer, and I wanted y'all to get it, so you didn't get it from me. Did you call?
No, I did not call
Did
them.
you call?
I just asked.
You did call them?
Oh, to call Paul?
No, you called St. County.
Oh, no, I did not call him.
Okay, so thank y'all very much for doing what I asked you to do. Someone that's very respected
Well,
in this county.
I do appreciate
And
it.
so, I asked y'all to do it, so it wasn't just me saying it, someone that works here every day and sees what's happening. And y'all are not here but maybe twice a month to see what's happening. So go ahead, this is taxpayer dollars you're spending in really the opinion of someone that's here every day, the opinion of someone that was doing it for years. That is irrelevant, so go ahead, whatever.
Well, I mean, the argument is, and don't take this wrong there, but if he needs somebody for 35, then Paul certainly needs somebody for 35.
It's apples and oranges, Bob.
No, it's not apples and oranges. There's
How
much more-
much did Paul bring in? Ask me, how much did he bring in to the county?
The income, and I don't want to get negative, but the income is better, we appreciate it, but it's still a loss of $80,000 or $90,000. That if the show barn was not open, the $80,000 or $90,000.
And thank you for doing what I asked you to do.
But
Just to get another opinion. I
we
appreciate
can argue all day long. I propose that we put in the budget the same $20 an hour, $30 a day, 30 hours a week. Part-time job, no benefits for somebody to go to work for the cities. And I propose we put that in the budget. And that totals 35, just like the spot at the show.
I'd like to hear y'all not vote and give your opinion on that. So,
Got mine. And I could use Stephen Friday, for example. You know, if he doesn't have but one waiter, and that waiter calls in sick, then guess who's waiting tables? Stephen Friday. Or closing. Well, we can't close. We can't close. So anyway, that's my opinion.
anybody else have an opinion?
I definitely feel like we should go on property, just not the person I don't. Seems like he's doing a great job out there bringing more business in.
And I'm not arguing that he doesn't need more parking. I'm arguing with the university facilities.
Well, anyway, the proposal that I'm making for you guys, I do not have another part-time person in there. If y'all want to, make this an official action, we'll put it on the very next agenda, and we can make it an official vote action. But I'm not recommending it, it's not in my proposal. I've done a lot of homework on this and why I don't want to do that. But I'll leave this to the commissioners if y'all want to add. What is it, $35,000 more for the taxpayers of Limestone County, for something that I personally don't think we need. Y'all make that decision.
With the 10%, I see a need for as many facilities that have to be taken care of in-house.
And we're doing it right now, though. So we've been doing it I've been here 7 years, we've been doing it for 7 years.
And I just think we're taking on more like the senior center and
They don't take it, you don't do business in that system. You do it, well,
Got an employee up there mowing the grass the other day. In my head.
I talked,
He's out of pocket and can't be here, so.
and I talked with Paul about that. What does that add to your time? And I think he said 30 minutes. They're already going to precinct 1.
Difference between 2% and 3% raise, what's the numbers? 218 or 3 something?
We'll put,
Before we get on the raise, can
No, because I want to listen to some time into the question. I'm sorry.
no, I,
On the 2%, including, the retirement and taxes, it was gonna be $224,820. And the 3% was gonna be $337,230.
337.
as you go, the proposal that I'm making you guys, that legally I have to do that, I'll need the 2%, because I thought
that was the consensus we talked
Difference
about.
of $112,400.
Well,
We're gonna add $7,000.
well, no,
that's a different line.
that's a different line. We're talking about. As long as we've switched over to that.
Well, the part-time positions, though, this
They
is
don't-
only
they
based
don't
on
have any-
full-time. On, full-time positions is what the raise is based on.
As
Doesn't
long,
include the part-time.
as long as we switched over to that, you took,
It's part-time on time. I thought when we had discussed last
we're
time
talking $20.
that the part-time positions that they just stayed at a part-time pay. They didn't also get the increase. This was my understanding when it was talked about at the last meeting.
My understanding from talking to you, per the judge, which I agree with him 100%, you figured what a 2% raise was, took that total amount of dollars, divided by the number of employees, everybody a flat rate. And that computed to like $964, and you rounded it to $1,000
Yes,
for everybody.
for everybody.
And I'm good with that. No, we've gotten off the other subject, but
And that's strictly on full-time positions.
aren't you good with that, Judge?
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Everybody good with that?
All right. Anything else for us?
Well, now we've got to get back to things that we just got on.
Well,
If you want to know the consensus, and
I can't get it, nobody wants to speak.
Well,
Let's keep going.
Michael was speaking, and then
Okay.
Stephen changed it.
No, I gave my opinion.
Your opinion, we
He
need to do it.
thinks you need to do it.
I'm still on the fence about it. I'm not gonna make a phone call.
We don't have to take, we're not taking action on it. I'm just trying to figure out, and, you know, all I can do is put it in what I propose. And then y'all will change the actual vote to what you want. And we'll do that. Is this the only item so far of contention? Did I see it? Got anything else, Bud?
Well, one more thing.
I don't know why you don't want to do that.
Where are we on this? Are we gonna add it or not?
Yeah, where's it at?
No, I'm just adding to the budget. It's just-
Okay.
I'm just curious.
Okay. Three of us want to add it to the budget,
Three, one, and what?
the 35,000 for Paul's budget.
Put it in there, man.
Put it in the proposal,
Yeah, and we
No, not in my proposal.
not in your proposal.
No, ma'am.
After.
But after the proposal gets done, then they'll want it in there.
Okay, the last thing is just a question on the, and I moved my sticky note.
Well, while you're looking at that, I would like to propose a $1,250 increase to the furniture equipment line, less than 5,000 line, on the constable precinct 2 line, to offset the expenses of some of the equipment that he's purchased himself, along with, of course, Crime Stoppers. But I'm proposing $1,250 to his furniture equipment line.
What's in there now? Can you move your total to 1250?
It's zero right now, correct? I believe it is.
Just keep in mind, you gotta multiply whatever you're saying by 4.
And say this, he is working.
And he's, I mean, I see him out working on the road, precinct 2, every day, and so, and I'm just trying to support what he's doing.
Based on what the constables of this county have done, I applaud him.
And I'm not, I mean, I'm not trying to raise the 32,000 that was asked for, this is simple, just to help offset some equipment that's already been incurred with the service he's providing.
And we did that already midterm last year,
Yeah.
which ended up costing us $4. I'm opposed to that.
What are you talking about?
Sorry.
So I've seen it right here, and I'd like to see for other constables to get on that same track as he's on.
So the budget for
And I'm
that,
sorry, but you're gonna split money.
so I'm asking for 1250 in that line, to help offset some of what he uses at his car.
No. This is the most unfun part of the job, but because everybody wants something. Everybody wants more. The state tells you you can't raise your amount, you can't go up any on your taxes or very limited amount. We try to hold our taxes down here, so we can argue about how we're gonna raise people's tax, what we're gonna have to come up with, and what we do is, we wind up getting it out of our savings. So, if we wanna take money out of our savings, then we need to say yes to everything anybody wants. If you wanna be prudent on what you're doing for the citizens of Limestone County, at some point in time, we have to stop, guys.
Tonight was not a yes to everything that you want.
It's not, but no.
In that one instance, you know, I felt that.
But he knew what the job paid when he took the job. He knew what the budget was when he took the job. He's asking now, in all fairness, he's asking, and what I'm saying is, we can crawl in this maybe get where you want to be.
Sure, and I feel that's a crawl, due to the fact that he is outrunning traffic, which is, you know, something that will be brought back to. the-
What's that generating for Limestone County? You have a clue?
Me, I don't, obviously,
I do know, by the way. Almost nothing. Traffic tickets in Limestone County, we don't get that money. That money goes to the state. I'll just tell you that.
yeah,
So,
so,
although it's good that you're doing what you're doing, because frankly, there were no tickets being written in Limestone County. Very few were ever written in Limestone County.
here, also like the enforcement of the, truck zones and all that, my equipment, I get you citations for all that, that's.
I'd be excited about that. Now, that's
So
something
that's, you know, that's.
So you cross over from precinct 2 to precinct 2?
Oh, yes, I have full authority of the whole county, to whatever county, it would go to that officer, that citation to that precinct.
It's for, cop sync, can you explain what that system is?
CopSync is my report writing system that I do reports on, and I issue citations to it. It generates my citations, and
So do y'all wanna go ahead and budget $4,800,
It's just,
$4,800?
No.
they didn't come in.
Well, they will though, the next meeting.
Same process we had before.
Okay, all right. All right, go ahead.
Wait, so it's not gonna be in your proposal, just like the others?
No, I'll put that in.
Why you put that?
Huh? No, I'll put it in the proposal. What do you think?
Well, what do they put that other 35 in?
What do you think?
Well, and I don't know how everybody else felt about doing, and don't take me wrong, you may not be doing this, but the extra jobs, that I know the other constables are doing to a magnitude of money that far exceeds their salary.
yeah, the pay's not very good.
Yeah. So you doing a lot of that too?
No, I do, I still, because the offsets to income, I still do chief of police in Garrett, I'm still there.
But are you working road construction jobs?
I do maybe one.
Doing aggie parking or?
I do maybe one day a week, just to make some little extra money for travel, go on vacations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
And I don't begrudge you that, I'm just saying
Yes.
there's.
I mix up, I come in, I go to work, with Garrett, I come here, I do go to the school zone, Coolidge, and I'm back and forth. I work evenings on Saturday, Friday, Saturday nights, patrolling the county to help his deputies stay out on the streets and assist them. One thing about it, I see as, I've seen other constables in other counties, one constables get this, other constables get this. It's, if they want to put it in their budget eventually to start doing what I'm doing, that's one thing, but they don't want to do that, there's no reason to put that money in that budget before
Well,
that.
if you're pulling down 80 grand doing,
Yeah, I'm not.
Other
pulling down
stuff.
I am continuing, I would like to see someday to make good money where I could resign from being, chief of Garrett or where I'm not also, but I just.
Do they require you to be there so many hours a week?
I work there 40 hours a week. I'm
40
also,
hours a week,
and also work here.
not here.
Yes.
And is that predominantly during the day?
The evening times, I mix up my schedule there. I'm free to what I'm do there also. I have a 3 full-time employees there that I mix up and everything. I was hoping to be where I could resign from there, but it's not going to happen.
Fine.
Anything else been hot for you?
so we're adding in or not? Is that what the city can add?
You're against it. You're for it, right?
No, I'm against it.
You're against 1,200, you're for it. You're gonna be for it, I know. You're for it. No, you're against. Then I'm gonna leave it like it is, and I'm gonna say no. So don't put that in the agenda on the.
Okay, then the
Any
last,
other items?
Any other items? The last thing, the travel, and I'm speaking out of ignorance here, I just saw that it was taken out, and I'm just curious why.
Okay.
Under, the county extension service, part of their salary or their money has been $15,000 for travel and $2,000 for conference schools and dues. They asked for an increase to 15,600 and 3, and it's 0.
Let me tell you
And
why.
that's been in there forever. So,
Well, let me tell you why.
okay.
We can put it back in there. But y'all do understand, these are employees of Texas A&M. They are not our employees. We did an agreement with them that we would give them $17,000 a year, plus we would pay for them a full-time person. For a year and a half or more, they had nobody down there. They didn't have no one down there. And it ran somehow or another. So I asked myself, why are we paying them all this much extra money as goodwill?
That's really nice. I just saw it when you
No, I mean, I don't see why we should be paying them their travel. They're an employee of Texas A&M. Now, they come here, we give them an office space, we give them all the, budget for, office supplies.
We're paying for a secretary.
Pay them for a full-time secretary with benefits. But now then, we're wanting to also give them travel when they're going around doing their jobs, that they're, now granted, they're doing it in Limestone County, but we're trading off a little of that, plus we give them 17,000. I didn't see that, that's the reason I did that.
See, that's $1,250 a month we're giving them in travel.
Yeah.
How much you get?
How much you get? You get like 250 or 300 something. Anyway. Well, did you want to put that out there? Sure.
I don't know what the consensus of everybody is, or what, how important that is, or if we're committed to that. Do you know the history?
I said,
Don't, I just saw it in the budget and asked.
This goes to the 2 ag extension, workers down there.
Yes.
It's part of their salary, it's been that way ever since I've been here. You have one that, for the 4-H program, she goes to all the stock shows and everything, they use their private vehicle, I think that's why this is done. The other one does with the, she does like the food service, she goes to a lot of the senior citizens services all over the county, she provides programs for them. They do it. In history, it was, before I started, it was always the one that did the 4-H that goes to the stock shows and stuff, got just a little bit more. It was like a 53-47 percent split on that.
They're hired on, is that part of their salary? They're hired on, this is what your salary is.
Yes, yes. And then the conference schools,
What did you just say?
that's always been part of their salary.
We don't give them a salary.
We give them, no, not like we give them a paycheck, we pay part of their, we do pay them a set salary.
We supplement 17,000.
Yes, we supplement, but to me, that's a salary coming from the county. That's a supplement that they get from the county, and that's always been included in their paycheck. Plus, we've always, had money budgeted for when they go to conferences and such.
To my knowledge, since I've been here in 2010, which is 15 years, it's always been.
Yes, both of those, it's,
And that's the reason I asked the question, because it shows zero there.
Well, I just had a hard time paying them for their travel driving around. And we don't know what our union's paying. We don't, but if that's what y'all want to do, put it back in there.
I don't think we need to increase it for sure. And I'm a little bit, I kind of understand the travel, but if they work for Ag Extension Service, I don't understand for us paying for their conference in schools. Now, again, I'm speaking out of ignorance, I just don't know. Why are we paying for their conference in schools when they actually are educated by the Texas A&M Ag School?
that I don't know. I know they're required to go to certain conferences throughout the year. I don't know how that works on their end, whether it's something that they're required because it's representing the county. That I don't know. That would be something that we would probably have to get one of them to come in and explain that.
See, there's several, this isn't the only thing that I've ever asked about in here, you know, the Department of Public Safety, the highway patrol. I've asked that question when I first got here, and I'm shut down quick. Limestone County citizens pay for a full-time secretary for the Department of Public Safety. We give them a place to stay, an office, utilities, insurance, office supplies, and secretary. As a taxpayer, I never understood that. The Department of Public Safety is a big old company. You know, I don't mind helping them out and giving them a place to stay for free, but I never knew why we paid them a full-time secretary. I never understood that. But I understand that's what we do, and that's what we've done. And like everything else that I've always found in this business, that's the way we've always done it. And so to change that, and if you get elected, good luck on any of that, Scott. But I don't understand it. But we do it because of political reasons, and we ask the citizens of Limestone County to pay for it. Now, is 80,000, do we give them a lot of money? No, it's not that much money, but when you add 80 to 70, to next thing you know, we're increasing our budget every year And the state's telling us we cannot increase what we charge the taxpayers. Or we don't do it, we don't wanna do it, we wanna try to go the other way. So, that being said, the only reason I cut that out is because I thought to myself, if they did it a year and a half without anybody, how come they can't still do it? Anyway, y'all wanna add the 1,200 back in there?
The 15,000,
I mean, I don't have.
I don't see us, now that it's kind of come to light, I don't know why we think it's common.
Yeah.
I can understand
I'll
how
try
travel.
it a lot of money.
I don't know.
What do y'all think?
15,000 a lot.
Yep. And that's for two people,
And I mean, and $2,000, I don't understand that at all.
so that's about $625 a month each, if it was 50.
15,000 total.
Be equal to our travel.
Could we have them, could we make, we've solved some of these things, so we put that as an actual agenda item.
Sure.
Next time, travel, schools and dues for, the county extension service.
Yeah.
And have them come in and argue their case.
That's fair.
It's roughly about $280 a pay period, if you split it between the two exactly. We have 26 pay periods.
Not getting off on that, but we did, everybody was good with a 2% raise with 1,000. Just rounded it off to 1,000 for everyone. Helping the people
I think you're
making
right.
$18 an hour more than helping the people making $100,000.
That'll certainly be good for people in your area, out to jail. That'll be good for a lot of people.
I think that's a fair way to do it.
Is there anything else on the budget y'all wanna argue about?
Okay, so
Go ahead.
just to clarify,
Leaving it at zero so they can talk.
what am I definitely changing on the proposal?
On the proposal, you're gonna leave it at 0. On my proposal.
Well, let me go down on the list. Okay, the ambulance and fire department,
If I understand correctly, it's 400.
but I'm changing, I have the amounts, but am I changing your proposed or am I
Yes.
leaving it
Yeah,
off?
changing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just need the JP4 office supply line, that was, I think it was just accidentally left off.
Yeah.
Okay, the few changes to the road and bridge.
Yeah, those are simple.
That's that contingency thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's, I am putting those back in. The part-time facility management, that's still up for discussion.
No, they said they want it, so.
That's.
You okay with
that's
putting
what
it
you
in the
proposed.
No, I don't want to propose,
Yes.
but when we do the final budget, there's an
Okay. The constable two, $1,250.
I'm saying, don't put it in there.
Don't put it in.
In the proposal.
And then what did y'all finally decide on the extension office?
We're gonna leave it at 0 for now, on proposed,
Okay,
and then we're gonna put it on the next agenda.
To let them come argue.
and I think those are the only points that I've caught.
Anything else?
Probably this, so.
I did very
Was the 2% raise already in the proposal?
Yes. It was done, it was, at the flat rate.
That flat rate.
At the flat rate.
At what point, using those things, because you're getting pretty close, at what point can we see where that is tax-wise, what we might have to do?
As soon
I
as
mean, the
I,
56 cents would support that, or is it gonna take 56 and a half?
yes, I can send something out to y'all probably this afternoon.
Okay, one other question, and this would be a question for James. We talked about cutting, he asked for $1 million for equipment. We cut it to 8. We wanted to cut that to 6 and do 200,000 now. What did you were gonna check, what did you find out about
We
it?
got it out there, they haven't sent us nothing yet, we're gonna be checking on it today about it,
Because we need to get that in
before the end,
and buy it out of,
How much is that gonna be?
200 grand.
close to it.
And then we were
Close
172
to
on the
mine.
south, they already said that.
Do what now?
We were at 172 on the south, over the budget amount.
And they still got money coming.
Right. over the two.
That was kind of the plan. All we're doing is buying that $200,000 dump truck prior to the end of the year, so that we can cut $200,000 out of next year's budget.
Right, so we're using the sound money completely now, budgeted next year.
Yeah, in the new budget, the judge and I talked, and we're to put the closer to the actual amount of what we receive in the revenue.
Which is way up.
Yes,
So there'll be no more unanticipated revenue.
Yeah, be in the budget.
yes. Yes. So this will be the last time, but we have to make sure that that truck is September 30th. We have to have possession of it.
Well, interest on the 4.75 million that's sitting in there, would that be unanticipated revenue?
No, your budget is.
Are you budgeting that interest as it comes?
In the new budget, yes.
So it'll affect our tax. You're figuring that interest in the new budget.
Yes.
And you're figuring, salary in the new budget.
And that money is.
That's gonna make the tax decrease maybe.
Yes, and that money, the 4 million is in tax pool, but it's in the general fund tax pool, so I can't give you an exact of how much this that amount has earned, because it's in with all the other general fund money.
It's a lot more.
But you know what percentage rate?
Yes, but it changes with tax pool, but yes, I can give an
So
estimate,
that,
I
get
can,
an average of that.
yeah, I can kind of come up with
So
an
it's
estimate,
around 3%.
I just can't
I
give
can
it
do
an
that.
exact,
Chuck, Jay?
Yeah, it's 125,000 thereabout maybe.
so, but yes, it's sitting in the tax pool.
Okay, do we have any other discussion on our budget? If not, then let's keep moving on, and the next item on the agenda, we're really gonna find with it. Adjourned, so we got a motion.
Friday's always first out.
Second. Discussion on favor, say aye.